Hi everyone, welcome to Lola's Frugal Life. This is episode number 197. Today we're going to be talking about prioritizing fun in your life. So please stick around for a few quick words from our sponsor and we'll get right into the show. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about making it a point to schedule and prioritize fun in your life. But before we get into the topic, since this isn't a frugal topic, I do want to share a frugal tip of the week so that we always have some aspect of frugality in each episode. So this week's frugal tip of the week is try to make sure you get to know your grocery prices. You want to try and take note of as many prices as you can for like the basic things you shop for, and especially the things where the prices can fluctuate a lot from store to store. I keep a list of some like meat type items, like chicken breast or like chicken legs or steak or hamburger meat or whatever, like the price per pound in my notes section of my phone. That way I can compare, like if I'm at a store and there's a sale, or maybe I'm at a store I don't normally shop at, I can at least like take a quick look and see if it's a good deal or not, because I don't always remember all the different prices of everything. You might be able to remember more easily, but for me it's easier to have some notes written down of the basic things, and then I could just take a quick look and say, oh, that's not a good deal, I get that for $2.99 a pound at BJ's or whatever. So it's just a good idea to kind of get to know your grocery prices and be able to make a decision while you're out shopping if something is or isn't a good deal compared to what you normally pay. I can also help you with stocking up too if you need to. Like say if you see a price is like a really great deal, better than what you normally get, maybe you want to get a little bit extra to stock up so you can save money in the future when you need to buy that again. So that's my frugal tip of the week. Get to know your grocery prices so you can make smart decisions. Okay, so about the actual topic for today. So I've talked about this topic before. It's been probably at least a half a year ago. But I think it's important to bring up every once in a while. And I think especially now as we're like changing seasons and, there might be some opportunity depending on where you live to have more time to do things with summer coming up and just the weather being nicer in most areas. So I think what happens is that sometimes we just get into the routine of just kind of getting through each day and not really taking time to do the things that we really enjoy. And, even if you're in a really busy time of life, most times you can squeeze in a little bit of time for fun, even if it's just a half an hour here or there. It's kind of really just about taking a minute and taking a break and trying to see where you can squeeze in some things that you'd like to be doing, just to kind of give yourself a chance to relax, have some fun, maybe get out of the house. So I think what happens is that most of us schedule like our big vacations, like, if we're going to go travel somewhere, or even if we're just going to take a week off to relax at home, or maybe do some day trips. We kind of usually schedule those. We have like a certain week when we're going to do it. We request the time off of work and we kind of plan out for those. But when it comes to like our regular everyday life, sometimes we really need to make it a point to schedule a time for fun in our day before we let our work and our chores take away all of our time. So, what happens sometimes is our schedules just get so full with so many things that we have to do. And, usually if you really kind of look at your schedule and be mindful of your time, there's usually some time in there that you could maybe make better use of to do something fun. So like, I think most of us would like to be able to squeeze some of those little things in here and there. They don't have to be costly or extravagant. It could just be something as simple as like doing a puzzle or playing a board game or going to the beach or going to the lake. It's just about taking some time to do something different that doesn't involve any deadlines or to-do lists or any kind of pressure or, things that you're trying to get done at a certain time. Well, that would be deadlines, but you know what I mean? It's just kind of taking a break from all that regular stuff that you always are working on. Just doing like these simple little things can be really fun with your family or by yourself or with your friends. And they don't have to be big things that take a whole lot of planning or time to do. It's more just about saying, let's do this and put it on the schedule. So I'm thinking that probably a lot of us don't really do these things as often as we would like to. And I don't know that it's always necessarily because we don't have the time. I think sometimes we just kind of let the time get taken away from us, and we don't make it a point to get these things in. So like when you try and schedule fun, and it's funny when I say schedule fun because I think I said this in the last episode too, but I would tell my daughter, I would schedule like, we're going to do this on this date. Like we're going to play a board game on Thursday right after dinner or whatever. And she'd be like, why do you have to schedule fun? It's so weird to schedule fun, but it's really not. I don't think it's really weird, because the thing is like I said, our days just get away from us. And if you don't make it a point to say, we're going to do this, we're going to have fun at this time, you have to kind of make it a priority and make it just as important as anything else. If you had like a doctor's appointment on your calendar, or your child had an activity to attend, you would be there. You wouldn't just kind of blow it off. So when you block out time for something fun to do, you want to really make sure you treat it like a priority, just like you would any other appointment. And one thing that's kind of really nice too is that scheduling fun things to do in and of itself creates happiness, because so much happiness in fun events comes from the anticipation. Just thinking about what we want to do or where we want to go, it can really make us feel happy, just like kind of planning for it. Maybe you're like, oh, let's all go for like a nice hike this weekend, and you might go on the internet and search for a new place to go and look at pictures, and it's just, even just the planning part of it can be fun to do, can be a fun activity on its own. And it makes you feel good just doing those things. And then even once you've decided what you're going to do, even if it's something really simple, if you're having like a really busy or stressful day, you can think about that thing and just kind of remind yourself like, oh, I know this is really crazy right now, but Saturday we'll be at the beach and it's going to be nice and relaxing. It's going to be a beautiful day, or whatever. Or, oh, I can't wait till Friday night when we can play board games and I can tell everyone what a crappy day I had at work today and I'm so glad it's over, or whatever it is. Just having those things to kind of think about can really, brighten your mood and just kind of create happiness even when you're not doing the things yet. So you also want to make sure that you try to be specific with your plans, because that can really help you stick with it. And you want to put it in your planner, put it on your phone calendar, like whatever it is that you use to keep track of your schedule and upcoming events, you want to put it in there. And you want to try to identify exactly what you'll be doing. I don't mean really very specifically, but like, for example, say if you're like, oh, we should go to the park on Saturday, just as like a general statement. Well, what often happens? You get up, maybe start doing some laundry, you get involved in some household chores. Then you might think, all right, well, maybe we should have lunch first and then we'll go afterwards. And then after lunch, you realize you get involved in something else. And then you're like, oh, that's right, I have to do some prep of this food for dinner. And then it's starting to get late. And then you're like, you know what, maybe we could go next weekend. It's kind of late. I'm getting tired. I know that's what happens to me sometimes if I'm kind of general about we should do this or we should do that. But if you name the place, the date, the time, if you say to your friends or family, on Saturday at 9 o'clock, we're going to the state park, make sure everyone's ready. Or if you're going by yourself, do the same thing. Put the location and time on your calendar. Like pick a specific place you're going to go and what time you're going to go there. Or even if you're doing something just like a board game night or doing puzzles or something, maybe if you say, okay, Sunday we're going to play board games, well, maybe tell everyone what day, what you're going to be doing, maybe take out some games the night before, clear the table, just kind of do some prep to make it like a real thing with a real time. Because that'll make it much less likely for that time to just kind of slip away and say, oh, well, maybe we'll do it next week, or, maybe we'll do it next weekend, or, you want to try and not let the time slip away and try and really have like a specific date and time to the best that you can. And then if you're going somewhere, to have a specific location where you want to go and what time you want to go. And again, try and put it on your schedule, because if you have it on the schedule, you'll be less likely to have something else take its place. If you have on your calendar on Saturday, I'm going to go to the park at this time, you'll be less likely to have something else take its place that maybe, you're like, oh, well, maybe I should go, I don't know, register my car on Saturday. I don't even know, but I'm just saying, if you have it on your calendar and you see it there, you might be much less likely to add a chore or some other type of task in its place. So, have you ever thought about skipping something because you were too busy and then you went anyway and we're so glad you did? I know that's happened to me so many times. I've mentioned before that I have horses that we keep at a barn not far from me. And, there's been days where I was so busy and I was just like, oh, I really don't have time to go to the barn, but, I'd really like to go, and I'd be torn. Like, I really should just get this stuff done. And then I'd say, you know what, I'm just going to go. And I never regret it. When I come back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I went. I feel so much better now. And just doing those things can kind of it makes you feel good. It gives you more energy. And you don't usually regret that you didn't do work and you went and did the fun thing. I'm not saying to, slack on your priorities. Sometimes I understand we get really busy and we have really a lot of things to do. But usually a half hour isn't going to make or break us. So even if you just have to squeeze in a really small amount of time to do something fun, it's really worth it. And the stuff will always be there. Just try and make time for yourself and your family and friends to enjoy things, and try and make them a priority in your day. And I think you'll be glad you did. So that's all I have to say about this topic today. If you would like to follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I am at Lola's Frugal Life, and you can reach me there. You can message me. We also have a private listeners group on facebook.com/group/Lola's Frugal Life. I'd really love to have you join the group. We have a nice group of people in there. We talk about things related to the show and whatever else anyone wants to talk about. But we would like more members to join, so I'd love to have you there. So please just submit a request, and I will approve you as soon as I see it. You can also email me at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. If you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe. And if you could take a couple seconds to rate and review the podcast, that'd be really helpful to me. I keep hearing that it's really important for the reviews, because it helps the podcast where it's found, like in the search results, if someone's looking for a show like this. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.